What's up, team? Coach Mike here, and today we've got a little something different. Matt from Iron Neck is here to show us a new product. So I'm curious, Iron Neck, where did the idea come from? What's the inspiration?
Yeah, so our founder, his name's Mike Jolly, based out of Los Angeles, California. He was a football player and wrestler back in the early 80s. Had some teammates on the football team that went on, had long careers in the NFL. Unfortunately, as did many other athletes through that era, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, developed through a lot of concussive blows and subconcussive hits, some traumatic brain injury. And as we know, the movie Concussion and a lot of other research that's come out kind of around 2005 through present, we know more now about concussions and TBI and CTE than we did in the early 80s. And so, long story short, Mike was kind of looking at the landscape between CTE, concussions, subconcussive hits, and neck strengthening. And at the time, when he was getting started with this, it was around 2010 to 2012, and there was some early research identifying that an athlete with a stronger neck has a better ability to absorb, using their neck as a shock absorber, impact hits or concussive blows. And so if you get hit in the body or hit in the head, things go flying all over the place. The head is one of those things, and inside is a very fragile piece of equipment called your brain. And so you want to, his idea was to protect that as much as possible. So there was forward neck machines, there was neck bridging, there was manual neck strengthening, but there wasn't a real efficient, effective way to be in a standing position, train the neck muscles, and then work them through rotation. So because as an athlete, we are intended to be dynamic. We're always looking in different directions. Hits are coming from different directions. Our body goes flying in different directions. And so that's what Mike did, is he went to the drafting table, and fortunately for him, had a brother-in-law that worked in aerospace engineering. And so he had a machine shop. They took this halo-like design and said, how can we make this a thing? And so initially it was an inflatable tube that went all the way around the inner circumference of the Iron Neck, and then fast forward 12 years later, we've gotten interchangeable front pads to fit different head sizes. The rear pad inflates to fit different head sizes. It's just a lot more comfortable than it used to be.
Yeah, it's a lot more stability as well than just that inflatable tube, I imagine.
Right.
So coming from a wrestling background myself, I definitely understand how important it is to have a strong neck. And I see, where that concept came from. Mm-hmm. Because, as we were talking before, like a lot of the basic neck movements that wrestlers do in high school, or, those bridges on your neck, and they're great on an advanced placement. Once you've done this for a while and you've trained those smaller neck groupings and you're prepared to bear your body weight on your spinal column that way. Right. So this is a wonderful piece of equipment that I think has been missing for a while. So I'm excited to show them what some cool stuff is.
Now, as we talked about with Coach Mike, it's not just the neck, although the neck is critical, especially for athletes, for player safety, for longevity. But a lot of people deal with just poor posture, looking at phones all day long, right? So we're craned over like this. So for every X degrees that you're craned forward, you're putting additional strain on the back of the neck. So working on good biomechanics, good movement mechanics with the equipment here. And again, just kind of pairing it up with some other things, incorporate some shoulder exercise, some mid-scap stuff.
To find your club's code, check out ruckscience.com/code.